Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the 2023 BMW M4 Competition xDrive Coupe, finished off in David Gray Metallic. We'll go over the MSRP for this performance-oriented sports car once we get this out on the road. We're gonna start off with all the specs and features for this. So up underneath the hood, this has the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin power turbo engine paired to the 8-speed M Sport automatic transmission. Pumps out 503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system, propelling this 3,700-pound coupe from 0 to 60 in just under 4 seconds, top speed up to 180 miles an hour, and then the fuel capacity is around 16 miles per gallon in the city and 23 out on the highway. So we'll move on to the exterior styling now, where we'll start off. All of the M cars actually come with the 50 years badge. You can opt to not get that, but I think it's a really cool subtle touch for this car. This has the massive kidney grille with a forward-facing camera right in the middle, plenty of cutouts to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. There's also parking sensors, even carbon fiber in the massive air inlets just underneath that. There's even cutouts in the ends of the bumper too. So this has a lot of airflow, a lot of aerodynamics, a lot of contoured lines as well. There's some gloss black accents on the very corners there. And this even has the adaptive LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals with that C-shaped design for those DRLs. Now for the kidney grille, I really think it works well on the M cars because all of the lines on the top lead to the hood. So they, in my opinion, matches very nicely and it flows to give it a really cool look. Now for this M4 Competition, this gets a staggered setup for the wheels. They're 19 by 9.5 up front, 20 by 10.5 in the rear. Really cool multi-spoke design with the two-tone design as well, the 50 years badge. This has the red brake calipers, 6 pistons up front, single in the rear. We get more carbon fiber goodies for the mirror caps, the camera system, integrated turn signal, even the full carbon fiber roof, which is awesome to see. All of the gloss black for the window trim matches the gloss black in the lower side skirt. And there's some more subtle lines running down the side. Still has a good coupe design to it. Now for the rear, this has a small carbon fiber trunk mounted spoiler. Backup camera is right in the middle of that badge. This has LED taillights, more carbon fiber in the diffuser, and then that quad tip dual exhaust, which will go ahead and remote start. So all I need to do is triple tap on that lock button and this will come to life. And then you can just triple tap that button again to shut it off as needed. And from there, we can unlock it. We can use the button on the key fob or the one just up underneath the BMW badge. That power trunk will open up. And for a performance-oriented sports car, this is actually very practical. There's some bins on each side where you can put some items. You can even fold down these back seats. So if you need some more space, you're using this every single day, makes it fun and practical, which is a good combo. For the power trunk, we'll just close it. No need to lock it for right now. And we can work our way to the interior where this has the bright red Fiona red leather. Two-tone on the door with the black leather, red stitching, all the brushed aluminum. The mirrors are power folding, so there's those adjustments, memory seating adjustments, Harman Kardon sound system, even a trunk release too. And then for these bucket style seats, M4 is in the headrest there, two-tone design, they are automatic. Aside from the manual adjustment right there, these are the base seats for the M4. You can opt for the carbon fiber bucket seats, which I highly recommend. But to gain access to the back seats, we'll let that seat move forwards as we look at the BMW colors on the seatbelt there. And like I mentioned earlier, best of both worlds because this is incredibly practical. At 5'10", I could ride back here and have no problems. There's climate adjustments, even some auxiliaries. And then we have the, what I'll call part of the armrest. You can fold the seat down if you want to use it that way, or you can slide some items through if you need to do so. Plenty of room, there's armrests, a little bit of storage on each side too. So like I said, very practical to be in the back seat, which I love to see. And then as we work our way back to the front seats, we'll let that seat go all the way back. As we move on to the black leather steering wheel, more carbon fiber trim. This is heated, there's the M badge. All the cruise control settings are on that left side. There's volume and tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands. are on that right side. We have M1, M2, massive carbon fiber paddle shifters. Let's fire this back up though. And we can go over all the info in the gauge cluster, where you'll see fuel gauge, miles per hour on that left side, tach, engine temperature are on the right. And then by using this button on the turn signal stalk, you can go through a lot more info, which is nice to see. We even have the live readout for horsepower and torque. There's a G-force meter, your music. You can monitor the different driving modes for this, so you can currently see what everything is set in. You can even look at what gear you're in. And then there's a live readout for MPG. Now with the M1 and the M2, you can have these set up. You're seeing them adjust right now on that center gauge cluster, depending on which one I push. So it's nice that you have those quick adjustments. On this left side, a little bit of storage down below, all the headlight adjustments. There is one air vent there. This also has a heads-up display. It's showing miles per hour and the speed limit sign. You can adjust that with the M mode. So now it will show the entire tach. You'll see that change for the gauge cluster too. So it's nice just depending on how you're going to be driving this. And then with the infotainment system right in the middle, your home screen has navigation, phone, music. You can look at your setup, some other data information, and then a few other icons here, just depending on what you'd like to view. And then on the left side, these are all presets. So you can quickly get to these as needed. If we go into car now, we can use the dial down below to further go through this information, where you also have M1 and M2. So like I said earlier, you can configure this depending on your driving for the day. You can even look at the drift analyzer. So like I mentioned, this has the xDrive all-wheel drive system, but you can still drift, make this two-wheel drive, which is pretty awesome for this M4. You have vehicle status, you can monitor some information, you can go through a lot of different settings and get this set up the way that you'd like to. There's driver profiles, you can even go to your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can also monitor all of the safety information. So these are all the standard safety technology features that are available. You can also monitor the climates. So we have the brushed aluminum buttons on either side. These are heated seats too, a few other controls on each side too. There's power and volume for the radio, along with all the presets and tuning. And you guessed it, more carbon fiber, it looks beautiful. We have the digital key card. You can use this in place of the key fob, which is of course great to have. Wireless charger is just underneath that. 2 cup holders, a 12 volt and a USB are in that center storage. And then looking at the shifter, if I push this left and up, that is reverse. We have the 360 camera system like I mentioned earlier, so you have pretty much no blind spots around this entire vehicle. There's even the top-down view. You can use that if you're pulling into a parking spot as well. And then drive is going to be to the right. If you pop it one more time, that is for the manual setting to use the paddle shifters. Park is on the back side. We have a few different adjustments for the transmission, which is pretty awesome to see. Now there's traction control, a shortcut to the forward-facing camera, so we can pull that up. Parking sensors, engine start-stop feature, the M mode, which I already showed. There's a setup along with the exhaust note, so you can make that louder or quieter. Auto hold with the electronic parking brake, and then a little bit of storage in the center armrest, as well as in the glove box for all of that information. You'll see more carbon fiber. And from the driver's seat, plenty of visibility. So it is very easy to see in all directions. We also have a call light and some dome lights up top. And with that downshift, we're going to switch the tach so you can see that front and center. We are in sport mode. With a mild acceleration. Again, check out the mountain road trip that we did, because we wrung this out to its full potential, and it's a phenomenal car. So light driving today with this new vehicle, but even the handling, it is such a fun car. It makes me want to get an M4 someday when I have kids and I have to get rid of my 2-seater, or I don't see it's practical to own a 2-seater like my R8. This could be a great option. Stick with the manual, but these paddles, I mean, you can't get over how quickly these shift. And then in the slower setting, it's taken some time, which is of course what it's doing, but we put it into the top setting there, instant. Woo! Now I will say the exhaust is not the loudest. I think it has a good tone to it. I like that there's actually somewhat of an exhaust note when you push that button. It could be louder, personal preference. I would throw on a full exhaust because I mean, this engine, the exhaust note that you get out of it is something else. Truly a good sounding car. So we will do one last acceleration here for today's video. Woo, 100 grand right here in front of us. What do you think? I honestly think with some of the other competition that this is reasonably priced for everything that you're getting, everything that I went over in today's video. You are getting your money's worth with this M4. I truly think that this is worth every penny with how fun it is to drive. So that's gonna wrap it up. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this sports car for me today. Check out their website. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.